there were a couple of things that I found in researching this that were really astounding to me, quite frankly. The jumping off point is that Social Security recipients are going to get a huge pay raise in 2022, and you can watch the Fastest Four to find out how that all works. But is it really as big of a deal, or is it really as good of a thing as it sounds like to get a big pay raise? Well, certainly it's good, but there's an organization called the Senior Citizens League that did a study that found over the past 21 years, Social Security benefits increased 55%, but the typical senior expenses over that same period grew by 101.7%.
Wow. I'd be curious to know how much of that was healthcare costs, because healthcare has grown so much faster than the CPI.
Interesting that you say that, Teresa, because it said prescription drugs jumped 272%. Medicare premiums, 226%. The CPI doesn't measure all of those senior-related expenses. So when you think about getting these cost of living raises, even if it's a big one in 2022, we also know inflation has been increasing at a historic rate as well, or a rate that hasn't been seen in decades. So are you keeping up with Social Security? Well, you're not. You're not going to have a great retirement if you're relying on Social Security as your only retirement income. And then the other part of this was a survey from that same organization found that many seniors say their finances took a big hit during the pandemic when the market slumped, and they had to go back to work as a result. Now, if this is a current survey, which I'm not entirely clear if it is or not, I'm not really sure how they still have taken a hit, because LPL research tells us that the S&P 500 just doubled off its March 2020 low. So if they stayed invested, all of that slump is back and then some. So did they panic sell, and that's why they haven't recovered? And it highlighted those two things, Social Security not being enough and the investment mistakes you can make, particularly when you're running into the retirement red zone, getting close to retirement, really highlight this is why we do what we do across this table.
I think a lot of people think, oh, I don't know that I need an advisor in my life. I'm not really that complicated. I'm kind of a simple person, I've heard a lot of people say. But the reality is, if you haven't spent your time studying retirement, studying finance, then there may be things that you're not prepared for in retirement that are kind of blind spots for you. Market volatility is one of those. And it's oddly the thing that people focus the most on, but it's really only one factor of many that you need to consider. So having somebody help you create a clear plan and then helping you stick to it when things are off, that is huge for your future success.
Want more content like this delivered to your inbox weekly? Visit fastest4.com to learn more.